Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Eugene. This is our time when we start our service with a meditation, and so delighted to have you all here on this wonderful July 4th, 2021. It has been quite a year for all of us, and right now we have the opportunity to just settle back in and to allow ourselves to be in that place of wonderment as we discover again the wonderful life that we have to live right here and right now. So I invite you to let yourself relax in whatever way that means to you, whether it means to close your eyes or to completely or to just softly gaze them down or to keep them wide open, but to be centered and to know that right here and right now in this place, you are present, body, mind, and spirit. So let's take a couple of deep breaths, allowing them to be perfectly coming in the air and going out. I'm Reverend Trish Mackey, and I will be leading you through this time together. In and out. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Feel the gentleness, the riding of the wave. In and out. Right here in this moment, I know that I am in a place of unconditional love. That everywhere I look, I see that love coming back to me in waves, pulsing forward, back, up and down. And I feel myself becoming part of that wave. As I return back that which I am receiving. And I know that the source of all of this unconditional love, this acceptance, this peaceful feeling comes from the universal source, the divine intelligence, the power, and the presence. I sit with these words as I recognize that I am a creation of that power and that presence. Right here in this moment, I am all that I can possibly be in the spiritual understanding of my relationship with the universe. Think on that. Think on those words and recognize that you are a creation of priceless wealth, priceless value, a priceless, one-of-a-kind being. Wherever I am, I know is where it is intended for me to be. For I believe in the power of good in my life. And I know there are no conditions that have power over me, except that which I choose to select and embrace for myself. Nothing can disturb me, for I feel that nothing has been done against me. Nothing in my past life has the power to hurt me and to disturb me. For I am making my future by good thinking right now. I know that as I set my intentions moment by moment, that I'm creating my future experiences. And from those experiences, I learn to recognize that which supports me and lifts me up and inspires me. And for those things that do just the opposite. And I recognize the difference. And I know that where there is joy and there is harmony and there is peace and there is beauty and life overflowing and light. Everything in life is simply light and energy. I know that there too is the divine intelligence. I have within me all that I could possibly have. And it is simply my understanding and my acceptance that it is already there. I have it all. Right here, right now. And I allow it to flow over, to be overflowing into those who are around me. I am the beacon that goes out into the darkness, into the limited light, and shows that there's more to see. That life is a gift that has been given. And how we use it and what we do with it is our way of saying thank you. Thank you for this gift of such a magnitude that it can never be touched by any other gift. I am so blessed and grateful for knowing that the universe and I are one. For there is only one mind, and that's God's mind. And that mind is perfect. And that mind is my mind. I breathe into those words. And I know and accept the way they feel as I sense them inside of me. That I live in my feelings. I feel, I sense, I understand on a deeper level than ever before that love is the center of all peace. And that peace is part of love. I let these words rest on my shoulders. I wrap them around me in a blanket, a sense of well-being, and know that it is all perfect. in the silence of the next few moments, let us feel the words that have fallen on our ears and have been spoken from the universal mind, given for us to hear. Let's sit with the silence and listen to the inner guidance. I go about my duties with a serene sense of well-being, calm in the assurance that my life and my affairs are in good hands. I have no regrets. I now accept a wonderful new life for myself, trusting the infinite wisdom of God working in and through me to bring it into manifestation. I believe that everything in the universe is working together for my good. For I live in the present and I trust in the future. I am at peace.
Good morning. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Eugene. My name is Linda Finley, and I am grateful to have you here today with us. We got a little bit loud on the volume this morning. We might need to crank that down just a little bit because it's getting a little more down. Thank you. It's like we're just starting. Oh, we are so grateful to have you be part of our celebration today, whether you're here with us in person or whether you're at home. We welcome you. Today's a celebration of the United States becoming an independent nation. I have some words that were sent by Jim Lockhart this morning, Reverend Dr. Jim Lockhart. He said, "May the great experiment find its way forward in an increasingly complex world." And we are in an increasingly complex world. And we have what it takes. We have a foundation. When I was visiting in Ireland a few years ago, I had a cab driver there, and he says, "You're going to be fine in America because you've got good papers." He says, he likes our Constitution. And so I know that when we adhere to the Constitution and we live through the Constitution, we know that it's good. So I welcome you to joining us in this month of July. The theme this month is Pulled by Vision. Last month we talked a lot about being pushed by pain, and this month we're going to be pulled by vision. And I'm going to we start fresh at the top of the list with the global vision for the Centers for Spiritual Living. And the first statement of that global vision is we envision all people, all beings, and all life as expressions of God. I think that to me was what spoke to me the most when I first walked into my first center in Visalia. That everyone and everything is sacred. Everyone and everything is worthy and deserving of our respect and love and stewardship and support. There's not us and them. It's all of us, all one people living on one planet, joining in one family. Even though we've got all these artificial borders and all these artificial descriptions of what make us appear to be different, at the heart of everything, we are one loving, creative energy, and that is essential. And now I'm going to call Reverend Trish back up to do an opening treatment to set the tone for today's service. So, well, and we don't have to socially distance anymore.
I know. Look
Together.
Oh. So I'm going to invite you again just to go to that place within you that is a place of love and light and so much purpose and feeling of peace. For peace is where we are, our natural being. So I know that as we come together this morning, that we have given ourselves a gift of immense value. And that is to come together and focus on the purpose of discovering and rediscovering the spiritual practice, the spiritual beings that we truly are. Right here and right now, giving the gift of being present is so magnificent that even words that come up for me to say to you are really not enough. They're not enough to say. In this place, in this opportunity, this building, these people, they are with and focused on a single vision, and that is helping us be that which we truly are. In the Center for Spiritual Living in Eugene, you find a camaraderie, you find friendship, you find love, and soon you will be able to share that within the walls of this beautiful building and on these grounds. Right here and right now, I know that the reason, the purpose for being present, wholly, body, mind, and spirit, is the readiness and the willingness and to say yes to even more than you've ever said yes to before. And knowing that it's going to be like a flower being watered and fertilize. It just blooms and grows and grows and grows. That is you. You are that flower. So right here and right now, the gift you have given yourself by being present, either in person or online, makes no difference. We are all one. We are all joined in the place that makes it absolutely perfect. And that's in the universe and in our hearts, our souls, our peace, and our love. And in gratitude, I release these words knowing they are the truth, and end by saying, and so it is. Namaste.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for those beautiful words, Trish. And thank you to everyone. We've got a few people who've come a little bit early, and I love it. It's been fun the last 4 or 5 weeks having people here and feeling as though, oh gosh, I'm talking to people now. How do I do it? I spent months and months and months learning to speak to an empty room. And it's delightful to have voices and laughter and joy within the room. So here at the Center for Spiritual Living, we know that spiritually empowered people live richer and fuller lives. And so we use our teaching, the science of mind, to inspire minds, open hearts, and empower lives. That's what we do because we want everyone to experience a richer, fuller life. We have a practice each month. We have an affirmation that we say each week, all month long. And they're going to bring it up on the screen for you. And then, so you'll be able to see it at home, and soon it will be back up on the screen above me as well. But I'm going to read it through once and allow yourself to hear the words and take it in, and then we're going to do it together. And if you would like to respond with me the second time, that's great. So for now, just listen. When I open to and commit to the highest vision for my life, divine spirit flows through me as divine truth. And then together, when I open to and commit to the highest vision for my life, divine spirit flows through me as divine truth. I love doing the affirmation. I love that sense of voices rising together to affirm a truth that resonates in our hearts. And something that also resonates in my heart, those of you who have known me for any time at all know that music really, there's a beautiful song that says, music speaks louder than words. It's the only thing that the whole world listens to. Music speaks louder than words. When you sing, people understand. And I love that, and I love that, and that's just what that means to me. And right now, I am delighted to be introducing Rebecca Shepherd, who's going to be doing a song for us before my talk and then after the offer.
Good morning, CSL Eugene. Wonderful to be with you virtually. Look forward to being with you non-virtually here very soon in the future. This song is called Life Says Yes to What We Believe. Life feels hard when we are feeling all alone, and life feels great when we can make it on our own, and life is easy when we're not afraid to try, and know it's alright if we fail or if we fly. There comes a point when we have gotta just let go and know that life shows us all we need to know. And when we listen that still small voice within. It will lead us to where our dreams can live. For the good, the bad, the in-between are all the same, you see. Life begins and ends right where we are, with what we think will be. So we might as well agree right now that we already succeed. Life says yes, no matter what it is that we believe. And life is good, no matter how bad things can seem. There's always light, no matter what the darkness brings. Let us remember that no matter what we face, in ourselves is where we can place our faith. For the good, the bad, the in-between, they're just the same, you see. It begins and ends right where we are, so each of us is free. So we might as well agree right now that we already succeed. Life says yes, no matter what it is that we believe. I believe there's a power for good flowing through you and me. I believe we are one and here to live in joy and harmony. I believe each of us is here to be an instrument of love and peace. Oh, this thing called life just keeps on agreeing with what we truly believe. Life keeps saying yes to whatever you and I believe. Whatever you and I believe.
Thank you, Rebecca. I love that. Life keeps saying yes to whatever you and I believe. And I think we get confused sometimes because we think what we believe and what we want are the same things. And oftentimes we discover that we may really, 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 really want something, but because we want it, we're affirming that we don't have it. And so what we believe is that we don't have it. So it's important for us to do the inner work on our beliefs. Well, as I said, this month, our theme is pulled by vision. And when our nation was born 245 years ago, or more, yeah, we were pulled by a vision. And the title of this talk is drawn from that vision, from the first few lines of the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I grew up a profoundly patriotic little girl. I loved my country. I loved the whole idea of a nation founded on the idea that we were all together in this as one, that everyone had these rights. And I have to say that over the course of my life, I've seen evidence that not everybody had these rights equal. And that sometimes the pursuit of happiness seemed more like a curse than a blessing. And in the year or so of the pandemic, a few months in, as I watched the behavior of people who said, well, it's not my problem, when it's all of our problem. This, if anything, could ever teach us about the oneness of all life. A virus is something that can do that. And yet we go, not in my backyard. And then I watched the murder of a man on video. And I began to grieve. I never quit loving my country, but I really, really grieved that we never lived up to our ideals. We have some outstanding ideals. As the Irishman said to me, we do have really good papers. We have a good idea. We have a great experiment that we are working on to live as though all were created equal. Every race, every creed, every color, every one. I am delighted. A couple of years ago, I said, Brazil has named animals part of the equal rights of their country. What a beautiful realization, finally. And so the truths of our teaching that we are all one and that everyone and everything is deserving of my respect and my love and my care and my stewardship still abound in me, still are alive in me. And I know at the heart of our nation, that's what we really are, even when we don't live up to it. Because you see, we're born free. We are created by the one to discover who we are. We're not ordained to do this. We have to find it. Dr. Holmes, our founder and one of the most wonderful spiritual teachers there is, said, in our ignorance of the truth, we've misused the highest power we possess. And so great is this power, so complete is our freedom in it, so absolute domain of law through it, that the misuse of this power has brought upon us the very conditions from which we suffer. I am free to do the dumbest things in the world. I am free to shoot myself in the foot over and over and over again, and even then to blame it on someone else. But the bottom line is, I am the maker of my reality. I am the keeper of my soul. I am the harbinger of my truth. And so I want to talk about a vision for the future, of taking the ideas that we have and holding these truths and moving into the future. On Sunday, March 8th of 2020, we had a service, and none of us had any clue that that would be the last time we would be meeting together as a group for months and months and months. And yet the volunteers here leapt up, and the following Sunday, we cobbled together a service that went out live. A service that went out on the internet so people could feel connected and could hear the message and could have a sense of being part of one thing. We had no idea, and yet we moved forward because we believed in who we are and what we are. Well, now, here we are on the 4th of July, celebrating the anniversary of the Great Experiment. And we know that next week, at least as far as anyone can know anything, be careful what you wish for. We know that next week we are set up to return to full services here. And because of the changes in all the regulations, we can meet without masks. Although if you haven't had the vaccine or if you're immune compromised, I recommend wearing a mask for your own safety. But you don't have to. And we're going to be here, and we're going to have singing, and we're going to have hugging, and we're going to have time to be together and talk. And what I want us to look at is not that we're going back to what was, but that we're moving forward to what can be. We have 50 years in this community, 51 now, or 50 plus 1, a new beginning. And we stand on those first 50 years. We don't throw them away. We don't say, oh, those never happened. Those are the very foundation upon which this community has been built. And it's a foundation we are meant to build up from there. As Dr. Holmes said, we are open at the top. We create new ideas. We expand into new and greater ways of being together. And we, in order to do that, have to have a new vision. A vision of what's possible, a vision of what can be, to embrace a vision of freedom, of justice, of equity and respect and stewardship, all these things, not just for ourselves and our little group here, but for all of our neighbors, for the people who live around us, for the businesses in our area, for our community, for our world. For those of us who are still watching from across the continent, across the ocean, we're still going to be doing live services. We're still going to be doing the stream. So you'll still be able to be part of us. And it's going to be a different experience because, as you've noticed in the last couple of weeks, you're going to hear laughter in the middle of the service. You're going to hear the sound of other people being. We're going to do our best to protect the privacy of all the people in the audience. The camera will not be facing people, but you will see who's on stage. We have the responsibility and the opportunity and the authority to create a world in which everyone has the opportunity to thrive, in which everyone has the chance to be part of this beautiful experience in their own way. I want to share with you some words from the author Richard Singer. He wrote a beautiful meditation book called Eastern Wisdom, Western Mind. And I want to share his words rather than trying to paraphrase what he said, because I really am moved by the power of the words. He opens with, if nothing changes, nothing changes. If you wish to change your life, society, or even the world, you must set out on a voyage of inner exploration and change. This inner voyage will ignite a process of outer change, benefiting you as well as all of humanity. The most beautiful gift in life is your ability to change your course. Let me say that again. The most beautiful gift in life is your ability to change your course, no matter what course you have taken up until now. You must always remember that the past is no longer real. Therefore, the past does not have the power to hold you back from living the life you truly aspire to live. Every moment, every trial, every obstacle, and every so-called failure is an essential part of your soul's evolutionary process. Take control of your purpose and your life and begin to live it passionately. Within you is a piece of the puzzle that acts as a catalyst to transform the world. Each of us is an essential elemental part of the whole. A few weeks back, I read a piece from Rob Bell, and he talked about the Big Bang and how all the particles are just exploding out into the world, and within moments, particles began slowly connecting with one another. The minute that we were apart, we wanted to come together. And down through the years, particles took and became molecules. And then molecules joined together to become atoms. And then atoms joined together to become cells. And on and on and on. It is our nature to come together. It is our very essence to find ways to work together. It is what we are here to do, to find our way back into that hidden wholeness. And we are the ones right here, right now, who've had 15, 16 months of relative solitude to rethink and redecide what it is we'd like to see happen in our future, to create a new vision for what wants to happen. Not to get back to the same old stuff, because the same old stuff wasn't working now. What we want is something that quickens our spirit, that excites our soul, that lifts us up, that makes us know that something wonderful is possible when we come together in all of our diversity, in all of our differences, when different ideas are sprouting from here and there, something new emerges. An emergent strategy comes out of all of the differing appearances and opinions. And we build something new. There's a whole lot in the American psyche that is the idea of freedom, liberty, and yes, freedom and liberty. Freedom to be who I came here to be. The liberty to not be held in check by outside forces. But it's also community. It's also the impact of everything on one another. The beauty of this nation, you know, we like to talk about the brave pioneers. Well, those brave pioneers didn't go out by themselves. They went out in groups. They went out in wagon trains. And they settled in clusters in towns. And they put up buildings together, and they helped each other raise the barn and build the this and make the school and build the church. All of these things were community projects, not independent projects. We're here to work together. We're here to help each other. We're here to give what we have and receive what is ours. we hold these truths. We are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. But among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And the pursuit of happiness comes when we work together. If only we had listened to the native peoples that we were so sure were heathens and savages. One of the things they teach is, instead of thinking I was born with rights, what if I thought I was born with obligations to serve past, present, and future generations and the planet itself? If all I can do is talk about my rights, I'm basically being a child. When I talk about my responsibilities, I've become a grown-up. Howard Thurman. We cannot escape from personal responsibility for the social order in which we live. This means that there must be participation in the social process, and quite specifically. That's a complete thought. We have to specifically decide what it is we are for, and then participate in the social process to make it so. Pick a truth that you hold as essential for the world in which you choose to live. Pick a truth that makes your heart crack open, that allows the sun to shine in, and then move forward in that truth with all. And I'm going to call Reverend Trish back now to do the blessing of the offering. That way, see the teeny tiny screen.
So I'm going to ask you, first of all, how do you feel after hearing the wonderful words that were shared today and the beautiful music? We now have the opportunity to just show our gratitude for them. And so I'm going to invite you to hold your gift in your hand, whether it be a check or cash, or we have many, many ways in which you can go ahead and take the time to call us or to go through PayPal or all of these wonderful newfangled things, newfangled ways to do them. I'm still a little bit old-fashioned on it. But I want to share with you something that I read last night, actually. It said, God within is my supply, a never-failing source that goes with me wherever I go. Wherever I go. And it says, I put no limit upon my supply, for I know it comes from infinite source. And I read something else that said, the tighter I hold on to something, the weaker I become in that area. So in order to be strong in that way, I must open my hand and let go. So as you hold your gift, know that whatever you feel moved to do is a declaration of your gratitude for this opportunity for our coming together today. It is all good, it is all God, and God is unlimited in any area of life. So I know that as I expand and I increase my trust and my faith in the one source, that my life experience has become bigger and better and more amazing than ever before. In gratitude, I give my thank you and say, with gratitude overflowing, and so it is.
Well, I thought we were going to have a video. I got caught.
Woke up this morning, partially inspired by a version by John Legend from 2012, and just some other stuff that said, do it this way. Here we go. Woke up this morning. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind, it was stayed on freedom. Yes, I woke up this morning with my mind, it was stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm walking and talking with my mind stayed on freedom. Oh, I'm walking and talking with my mind stayed on freedom. I'm walking and talking with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. There's nothing wrong with my mind stayed on freedom. Oh, there's nothing wrong with keeping your mind stayed on freedom. There is nothing wrong with keeping your mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Sometimes it's hard keeping my mind stayed on freedom when there's so much of humankind who still don't know freedom. I hope more will see it's time to stand up for freedom so that all can sing hallelujah. Oh, so I'm singing and praying with my heart stayed on freedom. Yes, I'm singing and praying with my heart stayed on freedom. Oh, I'm singing and praying with my heart and mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I lost the words. Sugar butts. Gonna start at D. I'm singing and praying with my heart and mind stayed on freedom. I'm singing and praying with my heart and mind stayed on freedom. I'm singing and praying with my heart and mind stayed on freedom until all humankind is free to rise up and sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Rebecca. Even with the blip, it was wonderful. So it is time for us to have our announcements, the thing you wait for every week with bated breath. I know this is the most important part for you. This is why you show up, to see the announcements. I know the first thing is at 11:15 today, we will have the Zoom Hangout. Not sure what's going to happen with this. We're going to do it next week too and see if the people from out of town show up. We'll just check in and see. But the password is on this slide, but it's also in the chat on Facebook. So if you are interested in attending, It's 11:15 to 11:45. Kathy Day is hosting it today. And enjoy, just get together and say hi to folks. This Thursday, the 8th at 2 o'clock here at the center, we're going to have a volunteer, Sunday service volunteer meeting. We're going to go over the roles for usher and greeter and bookstore and a few of the other things that will help us on Sunday service. If you are interested in attending, just show up at 2 o'clock on this Thursday. That's July 8th. And Susan, the office manager, and I will work with you to get you set up and confident in whatever role, and set up a timetable for our vision is people will have a first Sunday job, a second Sunday job, or a third Sunday job. Not every single week will you have a job. You pick the Sunday that works best for you, and that's when you do your volunteer work. Also this week, starting at Wednesday night the 7th at 6:30 and Friday morning the 9th at 10 a.m. I'm starting a 4-week book study on Holmes's sweet little book, Creative Mind and Success. I do have 3 copies of it here at the center. If somebody hasn't had a chance to order it yet and thinks they'd like to take the class, you can pick the book up here. It's a tiny little book. It's 100 pages. So we're going to read 33 pages a week. First week, we're just going to come together and talk about what it is we're hoping to see and what success means to us. So I really hope you'll consider being part of this book study. Go to our website, click on events and classes, and you can find the link to sign up for that, or go to our newsletter. Mondays at 2 p.m., Sean Ferguson is still doing integrative yoga. He does a fabulous job. I encourage you, if you haven't tried it yet, to go to our website, find the link, and sign up to be part of that. You do have to sign up in order to get the link, I believe. Okay. Wednesdays at 1 and 3, Danu is back doing meetups. The 1 o'clock group is for all ages. It's his heart space, and it's a chance to spend an hour connecting with people and talking about what is going on in your soul. The 3 o'clock one is for the next gen people, which is for those 18 to 35. And Thursdays at 7:30 in the morning online, Angela is still doing her forgiveness meditation. Go to cslug.org and hit the schedule of events, and that'll give you the link to that. And this Friday night at 5:30 to 7, Kathy is hosting a virtual game night. If you like board games and you didn't think you could do them online, she's got a surprise for you. You really can do board games online. So come go to the website, cslug.org, click on events, and sign up to attend this. And I think, on July 10th and 24th from 9 to 11, Angela is teaching an amazing class called Revealing Bias. We all grow up in our households, in our neighborhoods, in our communities with unaware biases we don't even know we have until we discover them. And this is a way of discovering where I may be thinking not clearly about something. I hardly recommend the classes Angela is doing on this. It is really good work. And I think that's it. The big news is, the really big news. Those of you who are old enough understand what really big is. It's an old Ed Sullivan thing for those of you. Anyway, next Sunday, July 11th, we will have all the chairs set up appropriately. They will be not as crowded as they used to be, but it won't be social distancing. And we will be meeting in person. And so we will be moving the meditation back to 10 a.m. for those who come early and want to do the meditation, and then give people who want to come later a chance to come in after the meditation. So for those of you at home, we'll put up some videos or do something so that you have something to keep you occupied between 10:15 and 10:30, or you can go make a pot of coffee and come back. And anyhow, I'm delighted to have my peeps here, and I will be delighted to see you next week, and hopefully also on Thursday, the 8th, where we work with the volunteers. Love you, bless you, thank you. Bottom of my heart.